Hello everyone, Colin here from Over Engineering Everything. Today we're somehow looking at wired in-ear monitors. These are the KZ ZS10 Pro X. But you really can't tell because they look super generic, just like any other IEM. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's the point talking about these? Who needs wired IEMs anyway? Because everyone's just using AirPods, right? Well, that's exactly what I thought. But I decided to try these IEMs, and boy was I surprised. The reason I wanted to try them is because they're kind of unobtrusive on camera, so they're really great when you have to monitor yourself. But I didn't really intend to use them for anything else, like gaming or listening to music. Yeah, just playing around with them, using them, my mind's kind of changed. So I think wired IEMs are actually kind of cool. Alright, before we dive into any details, let's address the elephant in the room. KZ has had more than its fair share of criticism from the IEM and audiophile communities over the last couple of years, particularly when it comes to quality issues. Those are super prominent on previous models like the KZ ZS10 Pro, like the non-X, which have been around for a few years. I don't have any of those and don't have any experience, so for better or worse, I'm going into this unbiased and blind basically. So I just, judge them as they are and report my findings. I purchased these with my own money and this is not sponsored. With that out of the way, the IEM market is currently super competitive. And that's fantastic for us consumers, because that means more models and manufacturers around, means more competition, those drive prices down, so you can get really amazing headphones for so little money. So how do these stack up? Let's find out. Alright, let's take a look at what these IEMs have to offer. They are pretty classic design and really just improved KZ ZS10 Pros. The cable is detachable, and the version I ordered has a mic and a button on it, but you can get them without those. And they come with a 2-pin wire, and it's somehow silver coated. Impedance is 29 ohms, so you should get plenty of volume on any source. They provide roughly 26 decibels of passive noise isolation. I was screaming a bit while gaming with these. They use 10mm dynamic high performance drivers and 4 balanced armatures. They're mostly a plastic case, little bit of metal on the outside, and they retail for about $40. To give you a good idea of how these IEMs perform, let me first walk you through the setups I use for testing. First one is an SMSL SP200 THX headphone amplifier with an M200 DAC. They're pretty high-end, probably the best case scenario you would have for these kind of headphones. The second setup I used was the FIO BTR5, which is a portable Bluetooth DAC, and I was listening to this through my iPhone. While this is a lot less high-end than the SMSL stack, I think it's pretty representative of what a typical consumer might use, and it's far more practical. Alright, let's get this plugged in and talk about sound quality. And maybe it's just me, but I find it kind of hard to figure out which way they go in and put them in backwards like 10 times. As you can see. Alright, let's see how they perform. It's really not bad. Let's try something. Now, this is completely unfair, but because these cost like 12 times as much. These are Biodynamic DT 1990s, and they're pretty good over-the-ear headphones. So let's compare those real quick. This is the sunset. Our hands are tied together, tightly wrapped around each other. Baby, this is the sunset. We don't care much about tomorrow, and it's okay. Okay, let's go back for a second. Alright, let's talk sound. The KZ ZS10 Pro X's, they just resolve so much detail. I would even argue slightly more than the bias maybe. The sound shade stage certainly isn't as wide, because that's massive on these open back bias. But separation for music between instruments and also locating people in game is certainly there. They sport a mild V-shaped sound signature, so they're lively and fun, and much more so than neutral headphones. Don't have the hardware to measure them, but I found some pretty good measurements from Bad Guy Audio, which will be up on the screen right now, and they pretty much confirm that. There's a pretty good dip in the mid-range, but it's not egregious. I wouldn't mix music on these, and certainly when it comes to monitoring, which is what I wanted originally, they're not that great. But still, when it just comes to raw quality and details, I think they're on par with higher end over-the-ear headphones, like those DT9090s. As someone who's mostly used to big, expensive over-the-ear headphones like the DT9090s or even LCD-X's, I'm shocked what you can get for just $40 in the IEM world. I really didn't expect this going into this. Okay, let's talk comfort. In terms of comfort, I wasn't expecting these to be pretty good. So they were actually fine. I used them for 2 to 3 hours consecutively while gaming and didn't feel any irritation or discomfort. They're pretty big, but it's fine. They come with multiple size silicone tips, so you can choose the best fit for you. They're not like super unobtrusive, because there's still a cable, a slight like nagging behind your ears with the cable, but it's still fine mostly. I wouldn't want to use these for working out though. It's because of the cable, and they don't have any IP rating. Okay, let's discuss some caveats. The build quality could honestly be better. It's pretty plasticky, but it's not bad. But certainly no all metal goodness. Unfortunately, these ones I have a broken cable, so it cuts out when I move around, which is really annoying. So they are going back to Amazon. Okay, to sum it up, the KZ ZS10 Pro X's are very solid performers. They sound great, and they're pretty much on par with expensive over-the-ear headphones like the DT9090s. Dare I say the quality is pretty good, maybe even slightly better, and I like their sound signature. It's fun, but not over the top. And I think these will be a major upgrade for almost anyone who isn't a dedicated audiophile, and far better than most true wireless options like AirPod Pros. There are still some build quality issues, at least if I go by my experience. Really wasn't where you can get this much bang for the buck in the wired IEM world. I ignored that world ever since the first AirPods came out, and maybe that was kind of a mistake. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below until it turns blue. If you didn't, or if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.